I'm Mrs. Eva Ngolo Okinyi. I'm sorry Mr. Moses is not around. He would really have loved to be here.
It's been a long journey. Basically, I've not been here most of the time because I work out of the country. I work in Lebanon. I work with the UN Agency for Refugees, that is UNHCR. And in my line of work, I am a data manager. But I aim to be back in the country after every 2.5 months. I come for 2 or 3 weeks.
It's nice, it's good to know you have someone who has committed his life, his future to love you and to walk this journey together. Getting used to the whole fact that I'm no longer alone, that Moses keeps telling me that I need to learn to be, I won't call it dependable, but to let someone take care of me. I'm learning that because Moses really likes taking care of me. Previously, I knew I'm the one who does everything in the house, but I'm learning to let go and just So the venue of my wedding was at Kentmere Club. They offered us very good services, whereby we got both our parents. They come from Kisumu and Bungoma. They both spent at the same venue. My girls came in the morning. We got dressed, my hair was done. My parents came. My mom was there with me through the whole thing. She put on the veil for me, then we prayed, then she gave me some advice and last-minute advice with my dad to go down. I could hear people cheering because where we're staying and where the ground, the church venue, it was quite close, so I could hear people screaming. Then I had my song being played. Then I was like, now it's time to go. Basing it the fact that our families, my family is in Bungoma, his family is in Kisumu. So, and our friends, most of our friends are in Nairobi. So we can't have the luxury of, in as much as I'd wanted to be picked from my home, we couldn't afford that, we couldn't achieve that. As we all know, the girl is usually picked from her house by the groom's parents, where there's usually so much singing and all that. But in our case, we didn't have that luxury, considering we live far apart. So for us, we met at the altar. I walked down with the song, the one he kept for me. I've known Moses all my life because we schooled together in primary school. We grew up together in Mumias. And though we never dated, we actually dated after campus. We're just friends, yeah? We dated, then we separated for some time, then we got back together, and we realized as in we can't continue running away from each other. The words in the song really mean so much to me, yeah. That's one thing my dad had always waited for. Being the first girl, it was one of his dreams come true, to walk down his daughter and just hand him over now to the pastor and to Moses family. When I got to the church, I saw what Catherine had done. The venue looked so beautiful. She'd given me some things I hadn't even asked her. So I was like, oh God, this is just... And everyone was so happy. And that morning I was so scared that the pastor would miss his flight. Because he was coming from my home. I had booked him a flight from Kisumu. So he called me in the morning, Eva, nimepanda ndege, nikamwambia okay sawa. So I was like, at least he's here.
Now listen to me. Mamas who are here, kuna vitu ambavyo inakuwa ni vizuri tukaanze kuhakikisha ya kwamba tuna complete this man. Na nyinyi wanaume mcomplete wa mama. Kuna mahali ambapo mama anahitaji tu mtu anaitwa mwanaume. Hakuna kitu kingine najaza hapo, si pesa, si masomo, si mali, si nyumba, si gari. Ni huyu mtu tu. Na haijalishi hako namna gani, na akikuja anatakana assume hiyo role. And if that is not done, many times you realize that there is a problem.
We had the sermon, yeah. After that, he asked us again if we were really serious about getting married, even after the preaching. After all, he told us about the way you need to live, you need to cleave, you need to... This is now the first important person in your life. You need to know everything that goes around in your life. All those deep secrets that you can't share with anyone. You need to be vulnerable with this person. And marriage is all about... It's all... Every day is a deliberate decision that you're going to stick by this person. You're going to love them. And it's about giving your all without expecting anything in return. It was so impactful, and at the end of it all, he was like, after all this, are you really sure you still want to do this? Because you still have a chance. Yeah. Yeah, so he asked us and we were like, yes, we are still very sure we still want.
Ukatuambia na wewe uko kuona net. Wewe hapa unaona mwenyewe. Ni yeye. Ndio. Haya. Basi tutengenezee na sisi tumuone. Praise the Lord.
I take you, Eva,
To be my lawful wife.
to be my lawful wife,
As I promised before God and these witnesses,
to be your loving and faithful husband.
in plenty and in want. Actually, when you're saying those words, you see, when you're watching it, someone else saying, you're like, oh, okay, but when you're saying those words, especially in the presence of your family, friends, and God, it actually really hits you. And I thought just went through my mind those ones of, I'm saying these words and I'm committing to stick with them, especially those ones of in sickness. You know, when someone becomes sick, as in, by then, I know when you get into marriage, you think about all the positive things, but when you're saying those words, that's when it actually hits you, as in, it's real. After this marriage, it's actually real. It can happen. So do I still really want to do this? But life, the best things in life, you really have to take a chance with them, and you just have to commit to it.
In joy and in sorrow.
In joy and in sorrow.
In sickness and in health.
In sickness and in health.
As long as we both shall live.
Oh Lord.
Oh Lord,
Help me.
help me.
I do wed you, Eva,
To be my lawfully wedded wife.
to be my lawfully wedded wife,
Starting now.
starting now.
In the name of the Father.
In the name of the Father,
the Son.
the Son.
Go ahead. Go ahead. And in the name of the Father, the Son, and the Holy Spirit. Amen. Go ahead.
I got confused. He almost put the rings on his right hand. Yeah, I think I was just so excited about everything.
You know which one?
Yes.
Shini mkono ingine kwa sababu ina
Really?
Name of the Father,
the Son,
the Son,
and the Holy Spirit.
and the Holy Spirit.
Amen.
I didn't kiss him. That's the bit the pastor forgot. He didn't say you may now kiss the bride. Yes. Yeah, that bit he forgot. Anyway. So I just hugged Moses. I thought we'll have so many times we'll kiss after this. So it's fine.
Please, can you allow me to present to you Mr. and Mrs., not Miss. You're no longer missing. And Mrs. Okinye to you. Please, can you... Go ahead. God bless you. Hallelujah. Amen.
You remember halfway through, there's that wonderful moment when the priest says, "You may now kiss the bride." That is a lot more important than it sounds. It sounds like a little bit of romance and nothing more. But if you go back a few centuries, it was at that time a sign of a contract. People who made a contract would kiss one another in some form or other. And you can see that right back into the Bible. But it was still true in medieval England. And at that time, that point in the marriage service was the point at which a contract was formed between the two of them. And so if the priest said, "You may now kiss the bride," and she refused, it was taken as a sign that she'd been coerced into coming to the wedding and didn't really want to be married. So it was the moment, as far as everybody was concerned, when the thing became a wedding, became a marriage.
As I was signing the certificate, that's when you're like, okay, this is actually real. You see, when you're getting a job and you really have to sign on the dotted line, and that those all terms and conditions that when you're getting a job, they're all listed there. You have to adhere to them, but when you're signing the marriage certificate, there are no terms and conditions and everything. But there's just only one, we call it rule or follower, as in everything is in the Bible and everything has been ordered by God in terms of how we should live together as husband and wife. And there's a whole big and so many witnesses, apart from just the pastor and the best man and the best lady who sign on it. You have so many witnesses who are witnessing this day. And this commitment you're making, there's no way out. You know, that's one thing we agreed with Moses even when we were going for this marriage, that we're not going into it with that we might come out. You know, we're in it and we're in it for good. Just as it said, when two are joined together, it's forever, until death do you part. So when I was signing on it, I was like, okay, it's actually official. It will be recognized by the government and by all powers and by God. And that's when everything just comes back. You start, there's so many things that go on through your mind, and you're like, I've actually closed that door completely. It's him I've chosen, he's chosen me, and we have to make it work.
God bless you so much, and Be blessed. Acha wamaliza.
We decided to go for lunch first before we went now for the bride's party photo shoot. We decided let's go and eat because we'd been there since morning. I had talked to Kentmere, the owner. I told him we'd like to eat before we go for the photo shoot. So while the rest had gone down to the reception, we also decided let's go and have a meal. Say the hotel. We went, we ate first. We finished eating. That's when we decided to go for the photo session. And I think that was very wise, eating before we went for the reception. Because most weddings I've been before as a bridesmaid, I realized when you go for the photo session, then you come back to the reception, you rarely get to eat. Because once you get there, you get into dancing, the speeches go on, that's when you're supposed to be eating, so you can't eat. Even your team doesn't eat. So I think that's one thing which really worked well, because we got the people to eat, the bridesmaids, the groomsmen, and the kids who are on the lineup, they ate, so at least they were happy. After that, they could play, even they had the energy to go dance after that. And I remember when we were doing the photo session, we did the photo session at the club, at the Kentmere, because I have very beautiful lawns, very beautiful sceneries and all that. Kumbe, the rest of the people were waiting for us to go there, that danced, that sang. We didn't realize we'd taken more than 1 hour. So the women came back and like, you guys are waiting for you and you're busy here just taking photos and doing this. So they had to force us to go back down there. So we agreed we'll finish some other photos later in the evening. Yeah. We got there, we had the dancing, we danced a little bit to 2 or 3 songs, which I think it was fun. And I discovered Moses could actually dance. He always used to tell me he can't dance because whenever we go to places where he needs to dance, he avoids dancing. But that day, Moses danced. I was just impressed. I was like, wow. So you can actually dance. Like, oh, okay. So we had so much fun. He actually danced. The men were asked to dance for their ladies, and it was just wonderful. Moses is the first son in his family. Yes, they're twins actually, but he's the first one. So I was told now I'm the first daughter of that family. He's not the first one, but he being the first son, I was told now I'm the first daughter of the family. And so the homestead now belongs to me. Yeah, his mom is there, but now, being the first daughter in the homestead now, so I need to take care of now the home and all that. And it was quite scary, but my father-in-law gave me a cow. He gave me a rope. He told me the cow is at home.
Oh.
I'm yet to go and see my cow. Some very nice photos inside the room because the hotel had provided for us, they called it honeymoon suite for the night. They provided very beautiful room with roses everywhere, fruits, flowers. It was very beautiful. So we took some very nice shots there. And we were having also the evening party at the same place. So we asked the team who could remain behind to go to the club. It was an open area, whereby we had provided meat and drinks. They danced in the rain, drank in the rain, ate the meat in the rain, and at 10, they just left, and I think we were just too tired. We just went and slept. After this evening party, we went to the room, we blacked out. Let me just say, I don't know how people have managed to do some things after the wedding, but us, we blacked out. You just realize you are so tired, as in the whole day, it happens so fast, such that you are so tired. When you just get to bed, you just want to sleep. Those things you read in magazines are just fake. Let me tell you, as a bride, after your wedding, because first of all, the whole anxiety of waiting for the wedding, the running around, because the last days before the wedding, that's when you're busy running around in town trying to ensure all your supplies are in place, and you don't realize you're tired. I went to bed, we prayed. We sat down on the bed, then we're like now just reflecting on how the day was. And I don't know what happened, but we just found ourselves asleep. By the way, you just sleep. I don't know what happened. All I know is that I've never slept so well like I slept on that night. I've read in magazines that you're supposed to get there, then you walk from the bathroom or whatever, or you're supposed to be carried or something. What Samantha Bridal did for me a bridal shower, my girlfriends did for me another one. Now they got me some nice things. Yes, I don't know. Ours didn't happen that way, but whatever happened, it was just nice. All I know is that we were the happiest people in the world on that night. The honeymoon was very, very nice, yes. He's a Luofi and he knows how to treat his woman right. So, I'm a lucky girl. So for us, for my budget, we had to forgo the videography. I also knew Samantha Bridal will be shooting, you know, as in, thank God for Samantha Bridal. I wonder what I could do without them. My budget, at first we started planning with around 600,000, yeah, initially with 600,000. But as you plan, as it's always say, the devil is in the details. You realize that those small things which require quite a bit, some money. So we increased our budget a little bit by another 200,000. So in total, including the honeymoon, it came to around 1 million shillings. My most memorable time of planning my wedding was the Samantha bridal shower.
With nothing in between.
So we are here at Linfa Beauty at TRM. I'm expecting Eva and her 9 girls for the bridal makeover.
It was so much fun, considering the girls were high. And so the girls were excited, they're in the limo, they're all dolled up in their small dresses. We're headed to Pride Inn for lunch. It was a happy day, and I actually got to bring my friends from campus, my friends from high school, some of my friends that I've grown up with, and they all met and they all became friends. And when we met at Pride Inn, and we got to talk and we really bonded. I think 4 of them were married, and we talked intimately. Good advice, good solid advice. And you wouldn't believe that all of them were my friends, but they're not friends to each other, but they all got to open up and actually really share deep stories about their personal life, about just good advice that you can give a fellow friend, a sister, and all that. And those are some of the things that I remember, and those are some of the friends I really keep close. Because I believe in this life, every friend you make in your journey of life, they all impact you differently. So all those friends, I was just so happy, because these are people I've met in life in different stages of my life, and all of a sudden I have them in this one place, and they all talk and offer me advice. We share different life experiences, and it was just a beautiful moment. The wedding is for the 2 of you, you and your husband. It's your day. In as much as people would want to give you advice in terms of maybe you should be carried, you should be brought in a Mercedes or in a Hummer or in whatever, work with what makes you happy. Another advice I'd give brides is that try plan a wedding within your means. You know, the whole idea of trying to get, I know it's good for friends to come contribute towards your wedding, but if you know, together with your family and your friends and all that, you can achieve to have a wedding of, say, 1 million. Don't plan a wedding worth 5 million and expect you'll get 4 million from your friends, because you won't get it. Yeah. In as much as we'd like our friends to support us and family, but yet again, when the 2 of us decide we're getting married, it's the 2 of us. It's not the 2 of us and our friends. So it's going to be a responsibility to put up a wedding that we can afford, and one that will not require seeking help or something like that. So immediately we got engaged, we started saving for the wedding.